mich heute Abend blicken. Ich komm gut geschmückt in den Laden geritten. Alle tanzen, die Damen sind echt entzückend. Ganzes Backblech voller Sahne.
Hey, Kerry here, the nosy housefrau. I just want to thank everybody so much for the well wishes and the thoughts that you sent me here and on Twitter. Your comments really helped me feel less alone during a very dark day. My husband was with me in the morning, but then he had to go to work, so it was just me and my son at the hospital, and that 24-hour bug was the longest 24 hours ever. I had it the day before. I was still sick, but I didn't care. I was really more concerned about him because he was having such a hard time, and the hospital made him so quickly comfortable that I'm just so grateful to ProMedica. I really am. And the staff was just so nice. The nurses, the doctors, they just were great to us. So, yay, hallelujah, we are completely healed. We are 100% better. We have kick-ass immune system. Not quite eating as much, but that's okay for me. For Zach, a smaller appetite. I don't know if he has anything to spare. So I'm hoping he eats a little more today. Anyway, I just want to tell you all again, thank you. And from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you, the compassion that you showed me. Speaking of friendships, a high-ranking member of the Old Ass Bitch Gang has tagged me in a 10 questions video. It's Beauty Boomer, and I'm going to put a link to her channel below. If you don't follow her, check her out. She does excellent videos, and she's also one of the nicest people you could ever want to know. If you go to her channel, you might not come back here. You'll be like, this woman is so nice. Kerry's kind of a bitch by contrast. As you know, I was so sick last week, and it only takes a day to get behind on everything. Haven't done anything leisurely, haven't done all of my housefrau chores. So while I answer these questions, why don't you come with me and we'll spend the day.
Who's your favorite female author or director? I'm going to treat that like 2 questions. Too many favorite female authors to mention. Unlike directors, I'm more familiar with a lot of female authors. As far as female directors go, Barbra Streisand. I mean, I know several of them, and I know movies that were directed by females, but to me, she's really the best anyway. She directed Prince of Tides, and her work proves that she just gets it. She gets all archetypes. Her performance in that movie is just fantastic. So she's just good at everything, kind of the best. So Barbra Streisand for the director. I'm going to answer the author one too, though. As mentioned, I read a lot of, I've read a lot of Nora Roberts on planes, but I've read so much of her work that it kind of runs together. Probably one of my favorites is Mary Higgins Clark. I love suspense. Suspense thriller is my favorite genre of movie and book. I also really like Emily Bronte, and my library card means so much to me. And in fact, that's where we are. We're in the parking garage of the Toledo Library. Who or what inspired you to make a YouTube channel? I can't say any one YouTuber inspired me. YouTube itself always appealed to me. And after a while, I found myself kind of lonely in Tennessee and needing an outlet for creativity, and was hoping to make friends and make people laugh. And the rest is history. What's your favorite chick flick? I'm kind of a disgrace to chick flicks. To answer this question, I looked at the internet's top 100 chick flicks of all times, and I couldn't believe how many of them I hated. Like, I couldn't stand Dirty Dancing, and I was young when that movie aired. I wanted to walk out. I thought it was so boring. I also, by the end of Titanic, I had vowed to never work with James Cameron again. It was like I threw my $7 in the ocean. But there are definitely a bunch that I love. I did love You've Got Mail and 10 Things I Hate About You. And I really loved Sabrina. That's one of my favorites. I like both versions, the Humphrey Bogart, but I also like the newer Harrison Ford version with the illustrious Julia Ormond, whom I've met. And my favorite of all time, if I had to pick my favorite, absolutely hands down, The Sound of Music. That's such an old-ass bitch choice, isn't it? But it is. You can't argue with the greats. When I was a young girl watching The Sound of Music, I couldn't believe how I was so taken in with all of it. The love story was just amazing.
anymore. Your face is all red, is it? I don't suppose I'm used to dancing.
And, you know, the fact that she was this kind of a goofy joke of a girl, and then all of a sudden they cut to that wedding scene where she's very mature and doing this amazing, serious life milestone in that beautiful church. It was such a transformation that wasn't lost on me even as a kid. I was like, oh, this is serious. I had like wedding jitters watching it. It's one of the best. What advice would you give to your younger self? You like Van Gogh? Don't just look at him in books and online. Find out where his stuff is and go see it in person.
And also, Kerry, you don't get what you deserve in life. You get what you expect. So please, start having a better vision for yourself. And a little bit of decorum. Do you think you could maybe try to at least keep your own secrets? Because it seems like you can't. It's not a walk of shame when you're high-fiving the doorman. Okay, you know what? I can't talk to me.
Who is your old ass bitch role model? Oh, I absolutely love Betty White. There's so many old ass bitches I love, but definitely her. Not just because of her animal activism and the fact that she loves cats and all that stuff, but I love her because she's lived her life right and she's just so positive. And something that really struck me about her was that there was an interview where they talked very matter-of-factly about B. Arthur not caring for her much. She never did, apparently. And you've never seen anybody more gracious.
Did you get along with everyone on the Golden Girls? I mean,
yes.
You did?
Oh, yes. B was not that fond of me, but
yeah, well, I know. I've heard that.
I don't know.
What is
I don't know
that
what
about?
I ever did. I don't know, but she was not that thrilled with me. But I loved B, and I admired her, and and I can't believe I'm the only one left, because I was the oldest.
She wasn't bitter. She just said, I don't know why she never liked me, but I adored her. She absolutely, genuinely adored her. And she said, I guess, you know, she just didn't like my personality. Something about me bothered her, you know, whether it was her exuberance or whatever. She just kind of was like, I get it, you know, I'm not for everybody. And so many people, we try to feel that, but it wounds us. And I wonder if that's something that we get better at with age. I don't know, but I sure want to be like Betty White when I grow up. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention my favorite actress, Vanessa Redgrave. I don't know why, but I just love her. Everything she's in, she elevates. If you saw her in Atonement, you realize that even in her part that was very small, she was the linchpin that just gave credibility to every other scene in the movie, and that is superior acting, and I love her. I wish I talked like her, but I can't. On the same night, you've been given free tickets to see both Stevie Nicks and Barbra Streisand. Who do you go see? Okay, hang on. This requires quite a suspension of belief, this whole scenario, frankly, because I don't win things and I rarely get gifts, but I'll entertain it. I would definitely go and see Barbra Streisand because I've already seen Stevie Nicks in concert. She was wonderful. She was with Fleetwood Mac, and sometimes she would leave a song before it was over to go change her outfit. Very entertaining, but I would go and see Barbra. I feel like I've been at the mall a long time today. And if I didn't already turn you on to Toledo, yodeling is coming. Better book now. Do you cook? If so, what's your best dish? Yes, I do cook. As a matter of fact, I cook for every meal all the time. I absolutely... Okay, well, maybe not this meal right here now. I was due for my 6 months regret trip. But normally I cook. And cook maybe 5-6 times a week. More these days. Because I'm home more. And my son's favorite dish that I make, I think, is my lasagna. Guess who the cameraman is. My son's favorite dish is my lasagna. My husband's favorite dish that I make is a German dish called Rouladen, and I will put a link below to that. All of these recipes, actually. My favorite dish that I make is the food of my people, the South Koreans. It's called bibimbap. You'll say a few times, you'll get it. It's kind of fun, actually. Bibimbap. And I'll put a link below. It is so good. Vegetables over rice with an egg and the hot sauce. And you have to take a lot of time to put everything perfectly before you mix it all in together in a big mushy bunch, and it's wonderful. Preparing it is great because, I don't know if you're like me, I like to be alone in the kitchen and kind of zen out when I'm cooking, and you have to have a lot of prep work. There's a culinary term for you, mise en place, which is everything in its place. And so if you're like me, you like to have all of your prep work in its place and kind of clean as you go. It's a whole ritual that I enjoy. Curly fries.
What is your theme song? This is the worst confessional ever. I've been here an hour, no least.
Okay, when you say my theme song, I'm gonna take that to mean the song that's kind of my go-to song for my mood, without being too confusing. Like, I could pick a song like Girl Trouble from Bridget Jones. Colin Firth was in that. But what I mean is, a song, in this case, rather than the song that means me, I'm taking theme song to mean the song that lifts my spirits every time, the song that means the most to me. And I might lose viewers from this because it's probably the nerdiest, quirkiest thing about me, but my favorite song and the most meaningful song for me is the reprisal to Thank You Very Much from A Christmas Carol, Albert Finney. Now bear with me, let me explain. I know it seems like such an arbitrary choice of song, but those roots run deep, and I wouldn't pick this song if it wasn't a song that made me feel good every single time I hear it. Not just a little good, my cup runneth over when I watch that scene. Have you watched it and listened to those words? It's a song not just about gratitude, but about redemption from a time where a man entirely changes his life with his thoughts. Even if the spirits were real and not just a metaphor for his own conscience, just presenting the past, present, and future to him, he came to these moments where he has this epiphany and decides that life is wonderful. And as a little kid watching a movie that was so dreary and then seeing it turn into the happiest moment ever was the most hopeful thing this little girl without a dad had ever seen.
And may this be the merriest Christmas of all our lives. Some Jenkins, about that £6 you owe me.
You agreed to give me a few more days, Mr. Scrooge. I just need
You can keep it, it's my Christmas present to you.
God bless you this Christmas Day, Mr. Scrooge. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for me.
It sounds a bit bizarre, but things the way they are, I feel as if another life's begun for me. And that goes for anyone else who owes me money. You can keep it as of this day. All my debts are
And to further drive my point home, those words, it sounds a bit bizarre, but things the way they are, I feel as if a battle has been won for me. That is the most uplifting phrase for me of the whole thing. The idea that you could have so much support, that you're not alone, that you feel that you have people on your side.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for me. The lips you look so hot, the hands you look so bright. I feel as if the war is in the sun for me.
I have to say I like both versions, both the reprisal and the first one, although the reprisal, of course, is just very happy moment. But I like both versions. I think it's hilarious how Albert Finney thinks that they're celebrating him and he's dancing at his own funeral where they're thanking him for dying. It's quite funny as much as it's macabre. But the reprisal uplifts my spirits every time, to the point where when I'm having a lousy day or I'm in a stressful situation, I play that song on a loop in my head and I instantly do feel better. You need a song like that. If you don't have one, find it. Who is your celebrity hall pass?
Wait, what?
Bratwurst.
Oh.
Who is my celebrity hall pass? Assuming I know what that means. I do speak fluent filth. I don't know. No one. Good night. Get on a plane right now and go anywhere, where would you go? How much? There are so many places on this planet that I would love to go. Many places. South Korea, the land of my people, where I would eat all of the Korean barbecue. Germany, where I could see where they make rouladen. And Ireland. I'd love to go to France and walk around Saint Michel. That's something my son and I have wanted to do for a while. You can Google Earth that, by the way. I definitely want to go there. But if I could go on a plane right now and go to anywhere, I would go to New Zealand. Not just because I've always wanted to go there, but because it's chilly there right now. I'd probably go to Auckland, where it's in the high 50s, low 60s. I mean, it's lovely here at night lately. I've really been enjoying our mild summer nights with the breeze, but it's hot in the day. No, I don't like it.
I just want to thank Rose for a really fun tag. I so appreciate it. Beauty Boomer, if you don't know her channel, I'm going to put that link below. And I just want to invite everyone to do this tag because every old ass bitch friend I have has already been tagged. And I know a couple, but I'm not sure if they'd want to do it. So I'm just going to invite everybody and have fun with this. It's 10 questions. They'll be posted below. And if you've watched this far, I so appreciate you. And I will see you next time.
Holiday,